Well, this is kind of a follow-up video to another one I did talking about a trade. I get a lot of questions all the time about trading things and shipping things and selling things and buying things, and so this is going to clear up some questions that I get quite frequently. First off, on trades itself, I do have another video talking about different online sources where you can go to the forums and post your stuff for trade. You can see what other people have to trade, specifically knives, but also different types of gear. Obviously, there's gun websites. There's websites that are dedicated to different states. So if you want to buy a gun from an individual instead of a company, or a different gun shop or something, you could do that as well. Luckily, here in Pennsylvania, we are allowed to do face-to-face trades, and sales with guns. So I don't have to go to a gun shop to buy a gun. I can, just find some other guy that has a gun in Pennsylvania, and I can go buy it from him. Give him money, he gives me the gun. It's that simple. Not every state allows that, and especially abroad in different countries, it's obviously not permitted. So before we get into the video, let's talk about what we're looking at here. We're looking at a bunch of cash, which, wow, Jeff's loaded. No, Jeff's not loaded. This is money I put aside for taxes. It is tax season now. It is just a fancy looking backdrop. I don't get to keep or spend any of that money. That all goes to Uncle Sam because I'm a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. Okay, so yeah, so as cool as that looks, it's very sad to me to see all that money go bye-bye. Okay, and it's going to cost half of what's on the table just to get my taxes done. So, for anyone out there that's thinking, damn man, Jeff has got some money. Nope, not at all. If I had money, I'd be buying stuff instead of trading. But anyway, so that's that. It's just a fun backdrop before I go ahead and give it to the government. All right, so let's talk about what we're looking at here on the video. I'm trading this Microtech for this knife right here. This is a Benchmade Onslaught, and the person had thrown in this bonus Gerber knife, which was nice. But it was basically this knife and some cash for the Microtech, okay, to kind of even up the trade as far as its value. So I'm going to be shipping this out very soon. But because I just did that video, I want to talk about shipping and doing trades and stuff like that, because there's a lot of people who've never traded knives online or anything for that matter. They're totally new to it. Plus, a lot of people ask me all the time different shipping questions. Okay, there's a lot of fallacies out there and a lot of rumors. Like the number one thing is it's illegal to ship money through the mail, and that is false. Okay, completely false. You could ship as much money as you want through the mail anytime you want. Obviously, it's not completely safe just because of the fact that someone may open your package or open your letter or whatever, and if there's cash there, they're going to take it, clearly. Sending a check through the mail or something is different. You have some security with checks, but it's always advised not to send money through the mail, but I want to make it clear it is not illegal. If it was illegal to send money through the mail, none of you would ever get any birthday cards from your grandparents. Okay, because everyone's got a $5 bill in there, or a 10 or a 20 or whatever, or more, if you got really nice grandparents. So think about the millions of dollars that's sent through the mail all the time, just in different types of greeting cards, birthdays, Christmas, weddings, different occasions, all kinds of stuff like that. So clearly, a lot of people send money through the mail. They just don't even really think about it much. But specifically for trades, you may be sending $100, $200, $300, and honestly, I've done that many times before. It's just, you have to insure your packages, and what's very important, I'm specifically talking about USPS shipping. Okay, UPS, FedEx, they have their own rules and stuff. But as far as the regular postal service and shipping money through the mail, it is not illegal. However, different services have different limits for insurance. In other words, if you want to send a lot of money through the mail, like $15,000 or something, you'd have to send it registered. I believe registered mail, you can insure up to $25,000 for the value of its contents. Something else that's very important, people always ask me about silver. Hey, can I ship silver through the mail? What if someone steals it? Well, that's why you insure it. However, specifically with the United States Postal Service and specifically with precious metals, they will not honor any insurance unless you ship it registered mail. So what that means is if you want to do a deal and you want to send 20 silver dollars to someone, okay, and it gets stolen and you send it priority mail, you send it overnight, whatever, unless it's registered, you will not get your insurance money, okay? And I've had a lot of people with dealing with the mail, because a lot of you guys know I used to work in the mail. I was a private postal contractor, a highway contractor, so I was employed by someone who had a contract with the Postal Service. I didn't work directly for the Postal Service. I worked for someone who did the mail. But anyway, I handled mail for over a decade. And so over the course of that time, I had a lot of people who had their silver stolen. And they were pissed, and they said, hey, it came from a company, and the company had it insured. Well, most companies don't even send it registered mail, so what happens is they end up eating the cost. Most times, from what I understand, when I got follow-ups from these different people who had their silver stolen, they all got taken care of by the company, but the company ate that loss. They didn't get the insurance money. There was no insurance money. Okay, the only way to claim precious metals through the United States Postal Service in an insurance, claim is if it goes registered mail. And of course, registered mail is more expensive service to use. It's their most expensive service to use. But when you do send something registered, if it doesn't get delivered that day, it sits in a bank vault type safe at the post office. It is extremely secure. I've physically seen, and I know it wasn't insured, but I saw a box of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, because someone, privately sold their home, and then the person who bought the home shipped them a box of money. Tell me that's not fishy. It was seriously like $200,000 or $300,000 in there for a house sale. They shipped it. That's crazy to me. But anyway, now clearly that wasn't insured, even though it was sent registered. Like I said, I believe that the cap on that's $25,000. Otherwise, there'd be all kinds of insurance, false insurance claims. People would send, think they sent money or whatever and try to claim it even though they didn't. And obviously there'd be, lots of scams going on there. But yeah, so that hopefully answers some questions. As far as knives and legalities, like with balisongs and automatic knives and stuff like that, when you ship things, you have to consider not only your laws, but interstate travel laws, stuff like that. It's actually very complicated, but I can tell you as far as the Postal Service goes, the only thing that's really ever looked at or opened up when you ship a package is target mail. Target mail is anything, I believe, it's been years since I knew this stuff, so forgive me if I'm slightly off, but I think it's anything that's 16 ounces or heavier that goes to the mail, and it's not metered mail. What that means is that someone didn't physically go into a post office and ship it and have it metered. If you throw a bunch of stamps on a package that's very heavy, it will sometimes be taken, completely out of its shipping process and opened because it's a potential for a bomb or some kind of explosive device or something. It's just fishy to send something heavy with a buttload of stamps on it. Does that make sense? So that's really the only type of package that's looked at. Some people may think that there's, packages randomly opened for security. There's not. I am positive that there are money, drugs, weapons, all kinds of illegal things going through the Postal Service every single day, and they're not detected because they're not checked. I definitely don't recommend you ever do anything illegal. There are clear laws which you can find out, but the purpose of me making this video is just talk about some of the stuff. Like I said, some of the falsehoods, like the fact that people think it's illegal to send money in the mail, it's not. It's just you're taking a chance. Why take a chance? There's a lot of electronic online sources to send money, a lot of online banking. PayPal obviously being the most popular, but there's a bunch of them these days. So there's no real reason to have to send cash to the mail except for it's convenient. And I've done it, and I've received a lot of cash to the mail over the years in different trades, and I've never once had a problem, but it doesn't mean you won't have a problem. So my recommendation is to definitely, send it electronically if you can. If you can't do that, obviously a check is another way to go. The issue with that obviously is different types of fees. If the check bounces, that's between you and the person you're dealing with, obviously. Now, as far as like etiquette for doing trades, when you're sending a package and you're doing a trade, and most times it's strangers, sometimes it's people you've dealt with before, or people you kind of know online. But for the most part, you're sending something that you own, that you paid money for, to a stranger, who knows where. So that scares a lot of people, and they don't want to do that because they don't want to just have something stolen. And although it does happen, it is extremely rare. There's literally thousands of knives being mailed to, to different people across the country and abroad, all around the world, every day. You go on the forums, the sale and trade section, it is just hopping. People are buying stuff, selling stuff, trading stuff every single day. Very, very few times, extremely rare, where someone just rips someone off. Because what happens is then they get a bad reputation. People don't trade with them anymore. That stuff blows up quick. And there isn't, in most forums, there is a section specific, well, at least on Blade forums, I believe, but dedicated specifically to a-holes that do that. They try to rip people off or didn't, never sent what they were supposed to, or, didn't describe it properly or whatever. So it's heavily scrutinized through the forums anyway. So, but as far as etiquette, if you're trading with someone, you agree on what it is. You make it very clear if you can. You email pictures. You let people know exactly what they're getting. There's no surprises. Oh my God, you didn't say there's a scratch on this knife. Oh my God. You know what I mean? So be very clear of what you're trading. If both parties agree, You usually ship it the same time to each other. In my particular case, I always have other people ship first just because of the YouTube thing, and there's a lot of trolls out there, and who knows, I don't want to just ship something off to whoever. I mean, there's people who I trust, who I've dealt with over the years, that no problem at all. They want something, I ship it out to them and I trust them. I have a lot of people who I trust, but there's also a lot of people I don't know. So for me, usually people will ship first. Like in this particular case, this is someone who watched my videos. I don't know them, they don't know me. Well, maybe they probably know me through the videos, but they trust me, you know, and I don't take advantage of that. They sent me what they said, I'm gonna send exactly what I promised, which is this Microtech. But generally speaking, you ship the same time, okay? You ship the same way, you agree on all those stuff, and you get a tracking number, and you also insure the package just in case it ever gets lost, and things do get lost, things do get stolen. You don't want the person on the other end to have to just have a loss. You know what I mean? If you're shipping a knife, a $100 knife, someone else is shipping a $100 knife, and you're doing a trade, and one of the packages get lost, you don't want to tell the person, oh well, sorry, your stuff got lost, but thanks for the knife. That's really crappy. So you don't do that. There's etiquette, okay? And you can learn all about this stuff through the forums. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun thing. Like I said, if you have stuff laying around you're not using, or if you want that new cool expensive knife but you can't afford to buy it, you trade. You get rid of some old stuff to get some new stuff. It's fun, you know, and it's a way to try different knives without ever spending really anything other than shipping money. You know what I mean? It costs you $5-6 to ship something in a small priority box, you know? So, I don't know, it's just really fun. I've been doing it ever since I was 10 years old. Literally, just thousands of trades, thousands. I've probably spent thousands and thousands of dollars on shipping over the years, but I got a lot of cool knives that I wouldn't have had otherwise. So I'm all for trading. It gives a big thumb up, 2 thumbs up. But you know, every now and again something goes sour, so you know, people freak out, and a lot of people just don't trust other people. In general, people are not trusting. The general public is not a trusting group of individuals, but there's a lot of great people out there that honor their word. And you know, if you really don't want to take any chances, just like I said, go cruise the forums, read who's trading with what, or who, you know, you can trade. Obviously, people, if someone's on the forum and you look at their information and they have like 5,000 posts and they've been there for 10 years, they're not going to rip anyone off. You know what I mean? You have to use some common sense with this. You know, you see a brand new user that's a total stranger, no one knows them, and they want to offer you something that seems like a great, like it's the deal is too good to be true. It usually is. They want to give you a $500 knife for your, you know, $20 Gerber or something. Clearly use some common sense. You know what I mean? If it seems too good to be true, probably is. So stay away from stuff like that. But generally speaking, no one really gets scammed. It is it's a big honor system, but people take this stuff very seriously. They take their reputation online in the knife community very seriously, so no one rips anyone off. It really is a rarity that happens. There you go, guys. Hopefully that was a helpful video for you, and you learned some things and understand some things now. And I do highly encourage people to trade and stuff. It's fun. It really is fun, and half the excitement is waiting for your package to arrive. Can't tell you how exciting it is getting a package. All these years later, ever since I was 9-10 years old and started getting stuff on the internet, it's just as exciting now in my 30s than it was then. So yeah, shout out to packages. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you feel like you need to say something, do it down below. I'll read the comments. Take it easy, guys.